Race number 7 of the Gatorade Cup Series, season number 13, heads to the Hillside International Speedway for the running of the Axalta 400. Just one race after road course racing, we're here at the 1 mile oval, which we're going to see a lot of passing, that's for sure. Anson and Sharp on the 96 on pole for tonight's race, beside in second the 14 of Marshall Burrell. Starting in third, we have Eli Bright. Fourth place, it's Bronson Minnick, and rounding out the top 5, TJ Hanley in the 21. Then in 6th, we have Keegan Thompson. In 7th place, it's Jay Jefferson. Evan Hunter starts in 8th. 9th place to Jay Rando. And the 41 of Justin Zidell rounds out the top 10. Back behind them, second in points, Max Rossi, and starting to his inside, the 43 of Max Anderson. Then we have the 2 of Luke Rainey and the 11 of Jake Galloway. Then there's Bibby Ruiz, the 00, and the 47 of Logan Williams, along with Brandon Beal and Nathan Baird in the 77. Then there's Cody Anderson and the 9 of Jeff Bright, along with Riley Sampson and the 12 of Levi Shones. Sampson's teammates Griffin Lynn and Deglia Pez round out the next row, along with Caden Lynn and Riley Cresswell in the 20. Then there's Roman Fenway and the 54 of Sebastian Kukulon, with Conrad Evans and the 10 of Ross McTrain. Then there's Jonathan Beeford and the 13 of Anthony Hernandez, along with Zachary DeLello and the 24 of Brett Sierra. Then we have John Smith and Riley Spurley-Tube, Co-Luigi two-time winner this season and current points leader, to his inside teammate Scott Gregory. Then we have Nonigan Scott and Colin Teague. And in the final row, it's Samet Oskin and Derek Hamill, rounding out this 42-car field for racing at Hillside. Let's go on trackside to fire the engines up for the Axalta 400.
Drivers, start your engines!
42 cars rolling here at Hillside for racing in the Gatorade Cup Series. The Axalta 400, 60 laps around this 1 mile oval. Fast speeds, pack racing, cycle racing. It's going to be an interesting one here for sure. It's all going to be about timing to determine who wins this one. Pace car going to make the left-hand turn to pit road. Anson and Charbon Marshborough the field in their hands. Down to the restart zone. The green flag is waving in the air. We're underway from Hillside. Nice jump for Anton and Charbon. Got away on the break and is easily going to lead the first lap of the Axalta 400. Hanley cycles up to second from 5th. Jefferson, Evan Hunter also moved down in the inside lane, trying to come forward with that 21 car. Charbon keeping the lead, but now Hanley turns left to get underneath the 96, side by side to turn 3 for the top spot. Hanley inside of Charbon through turns 3 and 4 of the race. TJ Hanley will lead lap number 2 here at Hillside. And maybe by a few inches as well. That was very, very close at the start-finish line. Charbon looks like he has a fast race car early on. Obviously starting to pull, so that car had some speed in it. 6 car Evan Hunter moves low, looking to try and lead the third lap. Jay Randall with him, along with Max Anderson, Jake Galloway, and Luke Rainey. Evan Hunter leads the third lap here at Hillside, but now challenging goes Jay Randall down to the inside, turns 1 and 2. Max Anderson looking to make it 3 wide for the race lead. The 53, though, able to hold him at bay. Galloway's going to go 3 wide for second. Jake Galloway forcing it there. Luke Ray trying to force it 4 wide. The 11 slams the door down there. Randall leads this lap at the 53. Galloway up to second. Luke Ray to third. Here comes Brandon Beal in the 62. Looking for 4th. Levi Shones, Griffin Lynn starting to cycle forward. Same with the 20 car of Riley Cresswell coming on the inside. 47 Logan Williams and others. As Randall give me the first driver tonight to lead multiple laps in this race. He'll lead 2 straight. Brady to second, pressuring now, looking low in turns 1 and 2. He'll try to turn down to the inside, but the 53 holds him at bay for now. Luke actually finished runner-up here a few seasons ago in a photo finish. He's hoping that tonight he can claim victory at this racetrack, as Randall's now led 3 consecutive laps. That 53 looking nice and strong early on. And it looks like Luke just can't turn down to the bottom. You know, it looks like he's there. He has as fast a car as the 53. He just can't turn down lower than the 53. Right there, you slap the racetrack and you try to keep that momentum up. And if you can cut back under the guy, then you can make the pass work. But if you have to stay in this same line, you can do it right. Here's his best chance. If he can just cut low off the corner, he has a shot. But he just can't cut further left than the 53, which is keeping him right now trapped in second place. He just has to follow that 53 up. And Now he's going to try and look low down the straightaway. So now he's maybe thinking if he can get the run with the draft, but once he pulled out, that big spoiler caused huge drag on that car. He couldn't go anywhere. He didn't have any run once he pulled out. He maybe had the run, but once he stepped out and was out of the slipstream of the car in front, that's his best shot right there. There goes Luke to the inside. That time able to turn left down in front of pseudo teammate TJ Hanley, and Luke Rainey gets out in front of lap 10. Hanley's going to now look for the lead off turn 2. So it took Luke that long to get it, and in about 5 times this less time, he's going to lose the lead to TJ Hanley, Logan Williams, and the 36 of Griffin Lynn. Hunter's starting to come back up. They have John Smith, Nathan Baird, Bron Smick in the 3 coming back. 14 Marshall Burrow starts second in this race, already back down the inside moving forward. Behind them, you have some drivers like Anderson, Sampson, and Zidell. Conrad Evans starting to make some gains forward in the 8 car. This is that 3 car's teammate. As out front, Griffin Lynn going to lead a lap in his final season. Because it's not been the first 6 races of this season Lynn has won it for sure. It's been dismal for the driver of the 36. He's only scored 1 top 10 so far this season, and he wants to try and make it into the postseason in his final season. He's going to need to step up here and try to get it in the All-Star race. He's already locked in because he's a past champion of the series into the All-Star race, but obviously he would love to get a victory in his final season and try and make it work, as they're gonna be 4 wide off the corner, and they're gonna sort it back to 3 for now. So great job by Logan Williams backing out of that, but now Lynn might force it 4 wide himself, put Hunter to the top side. Minnick has a slight hole and somehow able to get down in it. That was close once again to being another crash. So back out in front for Jay Randall. This 53 looking strong in this first 6 of the race. Up to second for John Smith. His teammate Marshall Burrow up to third. Then Minnick back up inside the top 5. Max Anderson, Brandon Beal, and Riley Sampson are with him. 41 Zidell with his teammate. So all 4 SHR cars making their way forward. The 41, the 10 also lined up. That's Ross McTree behind Justin Zidell. Jay Jefferson after the terrible crash with Watkins Glen. He's up now battling inside the top 20. Conrad Evans, Samet Oskin in the 15, 37 car, Caden Lynn, and others trying to come forward as Hanley, look at that, moving the 21 up in front. That yellow and red car went top to bottom in front of Riley Sampson, took the air off the 38's nose and was able to make that work. A great move for TJ Hanley. Now Bronson Minnick moves to the race lead. Brandon Beal up to second. Now Beal wants the lead. Minnick will lead the lap, but Beal's in the third lane to turn 1. As this pack more spread out than packed together, there is some 3-wide moments, and there's a lot of 2x2. However, this 2x2 is very spread out. It's not like what we've seen in the past here at Hillside, so there's a possibility this race could go caution-free. Once again, I wouldn't count on it doing that because these drivers get crazy the further we get to this race, but you never know. This race could go caution-free if it stays like it is right now. 3 of the first 4 on the inside. Stuart Haas Racing Fords, led by Marshall Burrow. Then Ford of Riley Sampson actually separates them. And then you have Burrow's 2 teammates, Zidell and McTrain. John Smith also moving forward on the inside of the 4 car. But it's Riley Sampson wanted to take the lead away down the backstretch on lap number 19. Riley Sampson moves low. Zidell got his first ever Gatorade Cup Series win at this racetrack, subbing in the 20 car. He's looking to do it this time in the 41. As the pack split, I'm wondering if, yeah, Cody Anderson had an issue in the 95. To the apron he'll go, and to pit road he'll have to go. But it's now split the field. Baby Rose is out of the draft, and the yellow's out. There's been a crash. The 34 of Diego Yepez, and it looks like he might be the only one involved. So this saves the drivers that were caught behind Cody Anderson's mishaps. Keegan Thompson looks like he has right side down, so he was possibly involved in this crash as well. But the first yellow flag is out here in Hillside, and it comes at a great time for many drivers who have been stuck behind a car who had a mechanical issue, Cody Anderson. Justin Zidell led the field back around to the caution on lap number 21. So we are a third of the way done with this race. We got our first yellow flag here in the Axalta 400, and it involves Diego Yepez in the 34. Tons of damage to the rear end of that car. Let's go see what happened. This was a very interesting scenario happening here off turn number 2. As you'll see, Diego Yepez on the bottom. The 54 of Kukulan and the 48 of Thompson also involved in this. As they come off the corner, Keegan gonna misjudge it or something. You see, I don't really know what that was there. He moved up on the 54, then moved back down to the 34. Yepez slides up the banking, impacts the wall pretty hard, spins around. Luckily, as he comes back down the track, no one is coming at full speed to where they're going to run into that 34. Actually gets down off the track and able to get it going. But I'm just confused as to how Keegan Thompson, what happened there. Ryan Kukulon moves down and he just wiped out Yepez. Yeah, I mean, that is just, you don't see that. That's just not something you would think of happening. Let's look at this in a slow motion angle. Coming at you. He moves up on Kukulon. I mean, maybe there was some contact there and he tried to get down to get away from the 54 and it's got himself down to the 34. That's the only thing I can think of because it didn't look like he touched him. But as that 54 started going on the racetrack, maybe he got into him slightly. And that's just hard to understand. I don't know what happened there. That's going to be something that only Keegan can answer as to what happened right there. So that yellow saves the pack back behind Cody Anderson. Someone got held up behind the 95's issues. It's an SHR-1-2 here at Hillside. Justin Zeidel leads teammate Ross McTrain as we'll go through just for the midway point here in the Axalta 400 at Hillside. Green flag this time by lap number 25 when we get going once again here in Hillside. Every car still left running. 41 are on the lead lap. Cody Anderson 2 laps down, but back out on the racetrack. So whatever issue it was in 95, it is resolved. However, he's now 2 laps down, and really the only way he can gain spots now is if we get some more accidents in this race. So it's currently Zeidel leading teammate Ross McTrain, then Riley Sampson, Jay Jefferson, and Marshall Burrell. 4 of the top 6 currently SHR Fords, as John Smith right now in 6th. They have TJ Hanley, Conrad Evans, Brandon Beal, and Griff Lynn rounding out the top 10. Fords have come to play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inside the top 10. Issues for DeLello. Under this yellow, he falls back to 41st. He came down pit road. He'll be behind Yepez and Cody Anderson. Green flag back in there. We're back racing at Hillside. Long single file line as this restart very spread out. To the inside comes Riley Sampson in the 38 down the backstretch inside of Ross McTrain for second position. He'll take that second spot away. Now Marshall Burrell starting to fight to the front. Hanley got by John Smith. The 4 now under fire from Brandon Beal and Griffin Lynn. Minnick in the 3 moves inside of teammate Conrad Evans. And here comes Jay Randall, the guys let the most laps so far tonight, moving back forward. Here comes Riley Cresswell. Eli Bright started 3rd, fell back outside the top 20. Haven't talked about him until now. He's back up inside the top 15. Just moved by Caden Lynn and Smet Oskin. Logan Williams starting to come back. John DeBee for the first time we mentioned his name tonight. Evan Hunter with teammate Roman Fenway trying to come back. Luke Ray, the 2 is back here as well, along with Anton Charlebois, our pole sitter. They have Levi Schoen's back here. Jake Goway's fallen. Riley Sprinter trying to get up to the front. Kukulon got some damage from that last accident, but he's still trucking on. Hamilstar back in 42nd. Hasn't made any progress whatsoever in that 32 car. There's Colin T. Keegan Thompson involved in that last crash. He's still going. Sierra's back here. Ruiz got lucky with that yellow. He was back in 41st. Max Rossi second in points back here with points leader Code Luigi. DeLello still up here, and Yepez actually still up to pace. It's Cody Anderson, the one who's off pace. All through that, all while we were going through the field right there, Hanley took the lead, Jefferson got it, and now Brandon Beal wants it. Jefferson able to maintain out in front of Brandon Beal and Bronson Minnick, and Jefferson will lead lap number 29, halfway this time by the Axalta 400. 1 caution flag so far in this race. It was a 1-car incident involving Yepez, who's still out there and actually staying with the draft. The slowest car is Cody Anderson, who had mechanical issues and had to abort to pit road, fell 2 laps down, and is going to be caught as a lap car. He's not too terribly off the pace, about 15 miles an hour or so. However, he is off the pace and will get lapped throughout this race. Jefferson has broken away as they're 2x2 behind. It'll be interesting to see if Jay Brando can try and break this cycle right here, as he had one of the faster cars in the first 10 or so laps of this race. But now Anderson looking low on that 53, but Brando, I thought he was going to be able to get down. He couldn't, though. Anderson to his inside for a second. Here comes Riley Cresswell in the 20, and there's Cody Anderson. He'll be caught already, so it may only be 15 miles an hour, but that's a lot. So here comes Jefferson up onto him. They are Toyota teammates. Jefferson around the outside. Anderson went to the bottom, but now Anderson is down there. Now, who's the first to get around besides Jay Jefferson? It might be Eli Bright, the 88. 3 wide to the bottom, and he gets second away. So now Anderson's holding up the top side That's Jay Randall and others. Luke Rainey moving low, along with Evan Hunter and Roman Fenway. Levi Jones is down low as well. Minnick slices under the 95. It's still Randall getting held up the worst. If they're not careful, they might cause a crash. Randall trying to get there, and he does get down to the inside of the 95. Now, how does Beal get around? How does Hanley, Burl, and others getting held up? How do they get around? Beal's going to move to the middle. He'll get by. Hanley going to get by. I thought he was going to. He couldn't. Burl shoots down to the middle to get by. Griffin Lynn cycles out. He'll try and get by. He's in the middle of 3. Still getting held up for Zidell and McTrain and Cole, Luigi, and Scott Gregory. Lynn is by. Yepes, the damaged car, is by. Thompson is by. Luigi is by. Finally, Hanley moves low, but he's lost all these spots in time. Jefferson still out front. Logan Williams moves to second. Evan Hunter up to third. The 2 of Luke Rainey moving up for fourth, and now for third as Logan Williams wants to lead from Jay Jefferson. Door to door to the start-finish line. These two were involved in that terrible crash that we saw at Watkins Glen. It was Williams into Jefferson, and the 19 went over. They're now 1-2 at Hillside, just the next race. And Jefferson back inside of Williams, and as soon as the 47 took the lead, the 19 gets it back. Williams never got to lead a lap in the 47. Luke Rainey, his teammate Levi Jones with them, so it was SHR early on. Now Penske first and third. Luke Rainey moves back out in front of the 2. His teammate and past champion of the series, Levi Jones, will move up to second. Anson and Charbois, the pulsar, coming back up to third. Hunter with him. Eli Bright started third. He's up inside the top 10 again. Jake Galloway making moves forward. Teammate John Buford with him. Nathan Baird, middle of 3. Riley Spurgeon, first time he's been inside the top 20 all race long. Kukulon, same story for him in the 54. And how about the 13, Anthony Hernandez? He's coming forward as well. So a lot of faces that we've not seen so far today. Up towards the front, Anson Charbois. Haven't seen him since the first lap. He started on pole, cycled to the back. Now he's back up here, leading this race. Eli Bright, haven't talked about him since lap 1. He's up here in the 88. 20 laps to go at Hillside for Anson and Charbois. The pole sitter back out front. Hunter and Eli Bright battle for a second. As these tires start to wear out, it's going to be harder to make passes, which means you stay side by side for longer, which allows a little bit of a buffer for the race there. This pack will get spread out a little bit more than what we're used to seeing with these long green flag runs. 3 wide for a second for Logan Williams. 47 being aggressive. Galloway being aggressive, trying to force it 4 wide off the corner. And he gets into Williams, the 47 down to the inside. Where they come back up, Galloway to teammates, and a massive crash at the front of the field. One upside down and others collecting in this pileup. Oh no, the whole field has just been taken out. The entire field is in it. Not many have gotten away, and you won't find a clean race car for miles. Look at all of them. Only a few get through, and they're the fortunate ones. Look at this, 9th place Riley Spurgeon, Scott Gregory, Sierra, Lynn. There's only going to be, if that, 10 clean race cars. Contact inside the top 5. We've seen this before, but this is definitely the biggest we've ever seen at this racetrack. Williams, contact with Jake Galloway as 11 got to the 47, spinning them down to the inside, and it causes one of the biggest crashes you'll see. Caution flag is out. Let's see what happened. This is just, in my opinion, an over-aggressive move out of Jake Galloway right here. As they're racing through turns 1 and 2, Galloway's going to force inside of Williams. There's barely room there to go to the inside, and Williams can't go out because Eli's still inside of Evan Hunter. The 88's not clear, and Galloway's just going to clip the 47, and both of them are going to come shooting back up the racetrack. Galloway right into teammate Buford. They get Jones and Hunter. Williams into Fenway, John Smith, Kukulon, Spurgeon and Rando, Anderson and others. Some get through, but some aren't as fortunate. Look at them start to pile in, and look at these hits. This is insanity. Look at Sierra on top of Conrad Evans. Keegan Thompson still flipping. Points leader Code Luigi. Right there with second in points Max Rossi. They finished right together in this crash. Insanity. This is one of the worst racetracks. In my opinion, maybe the worst racetrack I've ever seen at this racetrack. You just won't see many crashes like this. Look at that. 11 on top of the 24s on top of the 81. who's sitting right next to our points leader. And Levi Jones, I think he went upside down as soon as the 11 came back up the racetrack. Watch this. Yeah, basically, I mean, Hunter rode the wall all the way around, and look at some of them shoot through. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. That is terrible. Jonathan Buford definitely got some of the... Well, look all these cars that are upside down up here. There's so many parts of this accident. Right here, this 18 gets walloped. Oh, by Hanley. Did Seidel somehow drive through that in the 41? If he did, that is amazing. I don't... Oh, wow. Look at all those cars. DeLello still on his lid. There had to have been at least 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 race cars that went upside down in this. Count Shones. Evan Hunter went upside down. That's 2. You had Buford and Galway. That's 3 and 4. And Brett Sierra and Keegan Thompson, 5 and 6. DeLello's a 7th. And I'm sure we're still missing more than went upside down. I'm sure there's still more involved to this piece. I mean, look at DeLello. He's still driving away. He was upside down. Some of these guys, like DeLello hit Jeff Bright, but the 9 able to drive away. But I really am interested in some of these guys. There's Hunter still rolling in the 6. I'm really interested in some guys, if they were able to get through, like Seidel and some of the others, who were so close to this. Eli Bright narrowly missed it. He was just ahead. Jefferson and Baird get low, and there's Hunter riding the wall. Brandon Beal going up the racetrack. Hunter slides down into the 10, the 21, the 4, and the 38. Try to get around the outside. The 52 flipped right there by Caden Lynn. But let's look at Justin Seidel. If he escaped this without any damage, amazing. Here he is, all the way at the back of the field in 37th. Yeah, that's, you'll never see anything like that ever again. Let's go on board Justin Seidel, because that is something we have to see. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, oh, that's crazy. That is scary stuff. Cole Luigi involved in the 42. Eli Bright started 3rd in this race, was ahead of the crash, but what did it look like from the rear bumper of this 88 car? It didn't look good, I can tell you that right now. So Anson Charbois, our pole sitter, currently leads here at Hillside, and is going to lead us back to the green flag this time by. So most of the field is out, as you can imagine from that. I can't even say everyone, but the last car out there is going to be Samet Oskin. Cody Anderson still out there and actually gained these spots in the 95 because he was able to stay clean in that because he's a lap car. So the last car out there is Samet Oskin a lap down. Kukulan's last car in the lead lap in 22nd. So Thompson is out, Hunter is out, Hanley and Rossi, Galloway and Rainey, Williams, Shones, Fenway and Yepez, McTrain, Jonathan Buford, Luigi and Scott Gregory, Sierra and Griffin Lynn, John Smith and Riley Spurley-Tube, Oskin, 1 lap down in 23rd, and the 54th Kukulan, 22nd last car in the lead lap. But the cars that are clean, there's not many. I mean, the top 10 maybe are clean and maybe some others back behind, but if you're back there and you're buying some damaged cars, it's going to be a mad dash to get by them. Green flag, 14 to go. I'd not at all be surprised to catch lap cars by the end of this race, even though it's only 14 laps. We have the 15, the 95 is still slow, the 54 is slow, the 52. Maybe even some others as well we might catch. As right now, it looks like 14 cars, 13 might have a shot, because Rando was slow in the 53. He's dropping back. He's making sure others can get by him. It looks like it might be about 13 cars with a shot to win this thing. But really, if you're up at the front, you have the best shot, as Eli Bright, who has had a hard luck season, moves to the front with 12 to go. But here comes Anthony Ness to the bottom of the 13. Those two have been teammates before. Not this season. Hernandez wants the lead in turns 1 and 2. 11 to go at the line. The 13 of Hernandez moves out front. Nathan Baird with him in second. The chance of someone maybe getting their first ever win Nathan Baird, one of them. Riley Cresswell is up here. 11 to go. Hernandez trying to slam the door shut on Baird, but the 77 moves to the inside. Last car in this draft might be the 51. But Colin looks maybe a little bit slower. Zidell trying to latch on. He'll stay in the draft for now. Jeff Bright is up here. Bibby Rose as well. Those are names we have not mentioned all night long because they've been involved, or they've been involved at the back of the pack. They have not been anywhere near the front. 10 to go in Hillside. Minnick trying to keep Burrow behind him to get that push inside of Nathan Baird. But it's getting harder now because these tires are starting to wear out. The bomb lane, not the best place to be if you're inside of someone. Obviously, if you're clear, you want to be on the inside, but now Minnick will clear for a second. Can he try and get up to that 77 of Nathan Baird? And how does lap traffic factor into this? Right now, they're half a lap away. So they're keeping decent progress, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 8 laps to go in Hillside. 3 cars breakaway. It's Nathan Baird, Bronson Minnick, and Marshall Burrow. Minnick's inside of Baird. And now as they start to shuffle, here comes Max Anderson, Riley Cresswell, Jeff Bright, Justin Zidell, and others. But Eli Bright might get clear on the outside. A great run as Cresswell did not get through the bomb at all. In fact, all 3 on the outside clear the 20. That was not good at all for Riley Cresswell. He's let 3 guys in front of him with 7 to go. Burrow out front now in the 14. He moves by Bronson Minnick in the 3. 6 laps to go at the line. We mentioned it's going to be hard to start passing, but these guys are doing a good job of it. Eli Bright's in time for second. 6 to go. It's time to make your move. Eli Bright up to second in the 88. His teammate Jeff Bright not too far behind. Bibby Ruiz still up here. The 19 tight down low, had to lift. Anderson might clear along with Bronson Minnick as the front 2 stay clear with 5 to go. Yellow flag would end it in Hillside. Eli Bright wants the lead from Marshall Burrow. Anderson has a run off turn 2. 3 Chevys chase down the 4 to Burrow. Look at that pack back there. They're getting tight and all crooked. Eli Bright's inside of Marshall Burrow with 4 to go. Here comes Minnick for 3rd. Eli Bright to the lead off turn 2 in the 88. And we're catching lap traffic. There's the pack of lappers that we're going to have to deal with possibly by the end of this race. Eli Bright takes 3 to go, but look, there's 5 cars ahead. 3 laps to go in Hillside. Eli Bright leads the way. Minnick and Anderson go for 2nd and 3rd. Pole sitter, Anson Charles and Jay Jefferson come into the picture. 6 cars right now. But here we come onto lap traffic for Eli Bright. He'll take 2 to go. He has a gap, but does that gap fade because of this traffic? 2 laps to go in the Axalta 400. Eli gonna look around the top. Was that a bad choice? Who gets around? Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Who gets by in all this? Eli's holds it up top. Burrow's inside in the 14. White flag, last lap in Hillside. Burrow moves out 3 wide to get away. Jeff Bright and Nathan Baird are with him though. But it's gonna be hard to make a pass. You probably have to force it 4 wide if you're Jeff Bright to win this race. It's just not gonna happen, I don't think, for everyone besides Marshall Burrow. He'll go 3 wide on Cody Anderson and the others. Checker flag is waving. Marshall Burrow wins it in Hillside. As Eli Bright shows the top to try and get by lappers, that ended up being the wrong choice. Marshall Burrow sweeps around to win. Eli Bright in that falls back to 9th after leading on the last lap. A poor choice for Eli Bright gives victory to Marshall Burrow as the 14 gets the victory lane in what was a very, very good day for SHR all race long. Let's go see the finish results in the update point standings after a crazy race from Hillside. Here is how they finished in the Axalta 400 at the Hillside International Speedway. 2 caution flags tonight for 8 laps and 26 lead changes. 15 different drivers saw the point at some stage in this race. Marshall Burrow out front right at the end, reigning supreme in the 14 car. Jeff Bright ends up in 2nd, Nathan Baird in 3rd. Hernandez and Anson and Charles complete the top 5. Charles from pole led the most laps of 10. Colin Teague ends up in 6th. Max Anderson, Riley Cresswell, Eli Bright who led in the last lap, and Bronson Minnick finish out the top 10. Zidell and Jefferson 11th and 12th. Rando in 13th, even though he had that damage. Ruiz in 14th, Sampson in 15th. Those 15 were actually within the lead draft there at the end, and a lot of drivers led a good amount of laps. Charles led the most at 10, but Jefferson, Rando also led 9 laps apiece. cars that were out of the draft just out there trying to finish it out with damage. Beal, Caden Lynn, Hamill, and Scott. Cars that ended up going a lap down. Only 19 finished on the lead lap. Cars that went a lap down at the end. DeLello, Kukulan, Conrad Evans, Samet Oskin, and Cody Anderson. 25th on down, out. Superlative, the first of them, last of them, Keegan Thompson in the 48. Let's now go see the point standings. Here are the points after a very eventful race in Hillside. Cole Luigi still maintains because a lot of the drivers up in points did poorly. However, Nathan Baird stayed in the race, stayed in the lead pack. I believe he got third out of the day. He moves up to second, only 2 behind. Jay Rendell only 7 behind in third. Max Aronson in fourth, and Max Rossi down to 5th. They have Bronson Manick in 6th, Riley Sprotum in 7th, Baby Ruiz 8th, Derek Hamill and Delia Pez finish out the top 10. Winner tonight, Marsha Burrell, moves up to 19th in points behind Keegan Thompson, who's 17th. They're right now the 2 wildcard spots. And so far, throughout 7 races, we've had 6 different winners. The only winner not inside the top 20 is Jake Galloway, who's fallen now, down to 30th after another bad night, as others have moved up after some decent nights. But a crazy one in Hillside definitely shakes up the points picture just a little bit more than what already had been shooken up so far this season. So the first 7 races, this one may have been the craziest so far. As we'll look forward to race number 8 of this season, going to Indianapolis, the Brickyard, for the Brickyard 400. I'll see you guys then.